Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chord Dave. This is Chord Dave Live. We're going to talk about guitars and music and all kinds of things for probably about an hour and a half tonight. See how things go. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me. This is a point of goodness, so it's just settling in there. It'll be ready in just a few moments. But before that, let me just remind you that Scott Bogfoot is here to remind us all that you got to be subscribed in order to chat in the thing. So make sure you're subscribed. Wait 60 seconds and then chat with us. If it's your first Chord Dave live, make sure you say hello. Most of the people here don't bite other people, so unless they're asked nicely, of course. But yeah, let's dig into chats, guitar stuff, and all kinds of things. If you've been to any shows, if you've been to any guitar stores and checked out some cool things, let us know about it. Been a weird busy week for me, so I haven't really caught up with everything. But of course, we had Epiphones come out this week, so we did videos on them, and a video was gonna go out slightly differently, but then I got all the information just before Epiphone dropped all of their actual models, so I had slightly less information in the video than actually went out. So I was happy with that. And of course, just once again, thank you to Mountain Submit who sponsored this week's video. If you're interested in releasing music, check them out. I'm going to put the link in the description of this live stream and in the next couple of videos as well. So check them out. Good dudes doing good things. Like it. Anyway, let's dig into the chat. But before we do, of course, we got to say 10 p.m. Irish time, wherever you are in the world. Very much sláinte it to you, my friend. All right, so good stuff. Let's get in to it. Scott Bugfoot, of course, was here first. He's always here first. I don't know how he does it. T is here as well. Great to see you, sir. Hope all's good with you. Scott says closing in on 8K subs. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. 70, around 70 or so away from 8K, which is great. The goal for the year is 10,000. So we got a ways to go for that, but still pretty happy with being on 8K right now, or close to it. So happy with that. Formerly known as T says 8K, the bearded one will be pleased. Yeah, I mean I can't be unhappy with that. It's pretty good. I know quite a few YouTubers now, and it's a struggle to get there. You know, it seems easy on the outside. I think when you're when you kind of maybe just watch YouTube casually and stuff, like, hey, getting that many subscribers is no problem. Get 100,000, no problem. It's actually quite tough. So I'm very happy, and I thank each and every one of you who've hit the subscribe button. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, now is a very good time to do it. By the way, get us up to that 8,000 today. Well, I'm sure pretty much in the next month or two it'll happen, depending on how popular certain videos become. Lots of probably Epiphone videos and Gibson videos will do it, and then when I reveal my Cesar is my source video, that'll go viral, I'm sure. Um, but thanks, guys. Scott says, my cat stole my office chair. Life is cruel and unusual. Yeah, I mean, you're probably bigger than the cat, though, right? Cats don't give a continental feck where you sit. It's all about them. Me, me, meow, says T. Indeed. Indeed. There you go. T says, my Jack Russell thinks he deserves a treat for anything he does. Comes in, a treat. After a walk, treat. He farmed the other day and walked over to where the treats are kept. They train us. That was farted. Okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know if he earns a treat for farting, but there you go. Don't encourage that behavior. He'll just keep doing it. Rob F is here. Great to see you, sir. Let me see. Rob says, hello, friends. 5 US Eastern this week. Yes, the clocks went back last week, wasn't it? Recently? I can't remember. I think it was last week. But yeah, we're back to our regular scheduled time in the US, as far as I'm aware. It stayed the same here in Europe. So Europeans got to not have any interruptions. Buglips is here. Great to see you. It says, I got a beer, a bag of Funyuns, practically obscene luxury living. Sounds good, man. Yeah, absolutely. Uh, can't argue with that on a Saturday. Why not? Rob says, figures the 1 week I could use the extra hour. I'm in the middle of moving my rig across my bedroom. Sorry, Rob, but hey, listen, we'll do our best to hang out with you for at least a little bit. That's minus 1.5 hours from us, says Buglips. There you go. It's 9:30 here now. 30 minutes to go. 30 minutes ago. But 37 minutes ago. Says T. Yeah, We're on the same country, so same time zone. I do not know if onions were real. I did not know if onions were real. I thought they were a fake product made up for Breaking Bad. I thought they were spelled Funyuns. I'm not gonna spell things until I saw them at Walmart in Louisiana. Well, there you go. That's a long drive for you, sir, to go get some Funyuns. But I'm glad you made the trek, and I hope you enjoy them. But awesome, awesome stuff. Bug lips. Now we can get them here sometimes. Still no unicorn cereal that tastes like cupcakes here though. All life is suffering. Indeed, you can't have it all, man. You can't have it all. You can't live in such a close proximity to Scott Bogfoot and have all the things you want. So it's just how it goes. Fister Roboto says, "Hi everyone, have a fun night. I'll catch the stream later. I'll just have to head out to the movie theater. Have fun, everyone. Have fun at the movies. Haven't been in a while, so it's about time I got back. I want to go see the new Godzilla movie. They're always fun, right? Um, Anyone new here, welcome. You'll have to subscribe and wait 1 minute before you can chat on the best chat on YouTube. And as I always say, you can also chat on this one if you do. Buglip says, I researched how to change strings on my gem with a Floyd Rose style edge trem, working up the guts to try. Well, good luck, sir. I hope you enjoy that experience. I applaud you. Scott Brower's here says, oi, 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 oi. I see in a further message. Great, sir. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Scott says, Bugalips, if you screw anything up, you'll have L&M to fall back on. No fear, I'd say. So there you go. Sounds good. Sounds like they've got your covered. Got your covered. Got your back covered. Scott Brewer got $100 gift center, Guitar Center gift card for my birthday. Well, happy birthday, Scott, first of all. And yeah, enjoy spending your $100, putting it towards a guitar or pedals or accessories, whatever you do with it, sir. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday all day long. Any plans on how to spend it? Not sure. Probably just strings. Those are, I mean, that's worthwhile. Richard Clark is here, said, the algorithm just sent me this show. It better be good. I don't even play the guitar, but this looks like a comedy thing too. Very comedy, very comedy. I mean, mostly just sad comedy coming from me. But hey, we'll do our best for you, Richard. Hope you are well, sir. Glad to have you, as always. Buglip says, yeah, it's like Top Gear for Epiphones. This channel? Absolutely. It's the best review I've ever had. I love it. Cheers. I heard it came with a monkey back guarantee. That was supposed to say money back, but autocorrect finally did something good, so it stays. There you go. Monkey back guarantees. Bugler says, the algorithm keeps wanting me to give the channel called Chord Dave, like it thinks, hey, I heard you like Chord Dave. There's a channel called Chord Dave. I gotta look this up. YouTube Chord Dave, stealing my thunder. Let's see. There's 3 Chord Dave. There is Chord Dave from 3 years ago. All right, and it's music related. All right. Well, Chord Dave, please expect a cease and desist letter at some point. I probably won't do that. I mean, Cesar won't loan me his lawyers, so. Anyways, all good. If you know 4 chords, though, you're too sophisticated for us. Buyer beware, says Scott Brower. Indeed, why would you need 4 chords? You only need 3, as long as you also accompany them with the truth. That's just how it goes. If you accompany 3 chords with like falsehoods, that's not good. Buglip says, well, there's only room in my life for 1 chord, Dave. So the rest, there you go, man. That's all you need. Just me, just this Dave. That's all anyone needs, really. And that's what I say to everybody. Just me. I'm the only Dave you need. I assume there's probably other Daves here. I mean, you're good too. I know 12 different kinds of power chord. I'm basically a god. I mean, there you go. It's more than anyone has ever learned in the history of all power chords. So good job. Scott Brower says, and rumor has it there's a newfie amongst us. Squish it, hit it with a newspaper. There you go. That'll teach you to speak English without vowels, says Booklip. See, yeah, this is where the comedy's coming in. You guys are the funny ones. I just read out what you're saying. Anyways, what else have we got? Rob F says, I guess it's time for a break. It's good to be here with you all this evening. Good to see you, Rob. Yeah, glad you're taking a break with us. Richard says, I got a 3-chord monkey on my back. I've just I'm glad where this chat just takes off to every week. It's always fun. Grandpa Joe's here, says greetings from NYC, wishing Dave and everyone joining in today to have a pleasant weekend. Hope you have a pleasant weekend, Grandpa Joe. We're always glad to see you pop in, say hello to us. Thank you so much, sir. Chat just dropped in a bunch of stuff on top of me. So let me catch Grandpa Joe's thing. There we go. All right, sweet. Hope all is good. I saw you guys had a 4.8 quake this week. Indeed, yeah. I hope anyone in that area that was hit by that earthquake is okay. And there was one in Taiwan as well this week. So if you're in Taiwan, I hope you are okay as well. I think that was more powerful though. But it's all like, I've been in I've experienced firsthand a couple of earthquakes. One of them woke me up, and the other one I just stood still for like 30 seconds. It was fine. Both in California, and yeah, they were both kind of concerning. But hey, it's all like new experience as long as you get through it. Booklip says, anyone planning to stare at the sun on Monday? No, but I usually don't plan to do it. Oh, you guys have like an eclipse? I saw Twitter people saying eclipse apocalypse, and I can't stop saying apocalypse all day. Yeah, what do you call it? An eclipse this week. So yeah, I mean, don't stare at the sun. It's not good for you, I don't think. So there you go. Glenn Bailey says, nice tribute to Kurt to Scott Bogfoot, who says cheers in return. Bogip says, we'll be in the 90 plus zone if you don't go up to the shore about 5:15 our time. So there you go. Hope you all get to not stare at the sun. I stared at the sun last time. If I have time and remember, I will. Ryan Burns says, hey, I'm out for dinner, so probably won't be back in time. Just saying hi. Well, thanks, Ryan, if you do catch the show later. Glad to have you with us. Glad you dropped in to say hi. And glad you're getting around. So good stuff, man. Hope you're well. Eric Ludiger says, hey, all good to see you. Eric, hope all is good with you. Glenn Bailey says, Grandpa Joe, hope you're all okay and on solid ground. Heard the aftershocks kept going into the night. There you go. So yeah, I didn't follow up on that, but hopefully you are all okay. William Forrest as well. Great to see you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us in the chat today. I missed the quake. Folks in Baltimore felt it, so I guess I'm not that observant. To Rob F. Ironically, my brother and I were in a hotel room in California when we hit when the first one I ever experienced hit. I woke up, he didn't, and still does not believe me that there was an earthquake. So there you go. I woke up thinking, why is there a train outside the window? It wasn't. It was just the entire room was shaking. So there you go. It was fine. We all survived. So it was like a really small one that time. So there you go. What else have we got? Glenn Bailey says, it didn't make it to Virginia. We had one in 08. That was enough. Booklip says, never been in an earthquake, but they blew up the gravel pit one time and you could see the shockwave ripple across the floor. There you go. I've never experienced that. So all good. Scott Bogwood says, any new guitars this week, guys? And that's a good question to ask on a guitar related channel. So I appreciate it, Scott. Still waiting on my order, which if Muddy H2O was here, he'll tell you doesn't exist. But the order exists. I have an order in with Thoman, just waiting for them to get it in. It's on back order. I think actually what happened was I ordered something that they weren't supposed to have listed, and now they're like, oh shit, we got to send it to them. So we will find out at the end of the month. They said the 22nd. So we'll see if they ship it out by then. It should be here by my birthday. So that'll be a nice little coincidence. Richard Clark says, hey to everybody. So hope you're... It's good stuff, Richard Clark, being friendly. Everyone be friendly back to Richard Clark, please. I remember the one in 08, says Rob, I was hosting a big meeting in Stirling when it hit. Had to finish the meeting in the parking lot. Parking lot meetings are the best. I think we talked about them last week. Todd Moore is here, says, I'm here. Hello, all Dave. Got to get some coffee brewing. Good to see you, Todd. Hope all's good. Hope the coffee is all right. Tasting good. I'm sure it will be when you're done with it. Grandpa Joe says we had an aftershock at 6 p.m. Eastern yesterday. Not a big deal. Good stuff, Grandpa Joe. Glad it wasn't a big deal, and you're okay. Um, Let me see. Lots of hellos to folks and stuff and things. No new gear here, says Glenn. And let me see. Rob says to Glenn, oh wait, was the first real earthquake I felt. Slept through a few small ones when I lived in south of Oakland on the San Leandro Fault. Interesting, good stuff. Eric Ludinger says, no new guitars, but I recently got rid of 14 guitars that have been taking up space. Dude, that is quite a few guitars. So, I mean, if you got rid of 14, you could happily add five back to your collection. Not to be an enabler, but it's what we do. James Everins here. Great to see you. James says, hello, Three Chord Dave, my Irish brother. Great to see you, man. Hope all's good with you. No new gear this month. Saving for power conditioner and Friat Power Station. Says Rob, which is good to hear. Still holding out on that power stuff, which is cool. Batfink 2 says, greetings, rock and roll, sea turtles. Good to see you, Batfink. Hope all is good with you, sir. Scott says, Eric, that's a big clear out. Any reason for dropping so many all at once? You were taking up all space, so he said. But I'm sure there's other reasons too. Let me see. We got Batfink 2. Good to see you here tonight, says Rob. And let me see what else we got. Marcia says, smack that like button before I smack you. Signed, female without a wrench. That could be a good like anonymous poster on Reddit or something. Female without a wrench. Yeah, anyway, never mind. Maybe just don't listen to me. I just talk nonsense. Good to have you with us, Marcia, as always. Always glad to have you in the chat. All right, what else we got? T says it's beer time, which means that I'm about 20 minutes behind still already, so that's not too bad. All right, the person I've been calling Eric Ainsley for many times. I read your message last week. I saw that your name is not that, but you thought it was funny. So, Eric Ainsley, hello all. Thanks for joining us, Eric. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you're doing well. Let me see. Rob asking Marcia, how's the pup? How's Huey doing? Let me see. We have a super chat from some dude called Muddy H2O. Says, no earthquake here, though I did have a nightmare that Slash was trying to cover Helen Wolf. By the way, Dave ordered a guitar that only exists in his mind. Well, thank you for the super chat, Mr. Muddy H2O. But, the thing is, everyone knows I love Muddy H2O. He's like my third favorite Eric in the chat. But when it comes down to it, he tried to buy a Les Paul and bought a Strat. So, I mean, I find him very hard to, consider just in general. But, I think that Helen Wolf cover is pretty good with Brian Johnson and Steven Tyler on it, It's pretty sweet. Although I tried to share it with my work colleagues and somebody threw back a jazz playlist. I was not impressed. So anyway, I like it, as the whole Slash Blues album is coming out in about a month and I'm excited for it. So thanks for reminding me, Muddy. You are indeed a person who joins this chat room and we love you. Some of us love you. You're okay. Ben Mark says, good evening, Dave. Evening, everybody. Hope you're all well. Hope you're well, Ben. Thanks for joining us, sir. Always great to have you in the chat with us. And Eric Ludinger says to Scott, well, they were all parts casters that I made a long time ago, and I traded my brother-in-law for a 74 twin reverb. Nice. Not a bad trade. Glenn says, female without a wrench. I love it. What's the bets? Before the end of the show, Glenn has a new personality called female without a wrench. Look out for him talking to himself in the chat. Just kidding, Glenn. We love you, sir. Batfink 2 saying sláinte to everybody, which is nice to see. Trade fodder, says Scott. Indeed, nothing better than trade fodder. Let me see, what else have we got? Marcia says Huey has been itchy like crazy. Allergies are always wicked this time of year, but we do try to manage it so he won't chew himself bloody. That's always a good idea. Yeah, not to have him chew himself bloody. Yeah, I guess so. So good luck with that. How it works out. Jim Donner says hello from Traverse City, Michigan, USA. Hello, Jim. Thanks so much for joining us. Hope you're well. Glad to have you with us. On this Chord Dave live experience. 116 shows, by the way, guys. There's so many TV shows don't get 116 shows. I know this is just a YouTube live stream, but it's pretty cool. Thanks so much. Some of you have been here since the very first one, and that means a lot to me. Some of you, it's your first one. That means a lot to me too. If it's your fifth one, I'm like, whatever. But if you're your first one or your 116th, thank you so much for joining us all these times. We do have lots of cool people hanging out. So glad to have the newbies and the oldies with us. So anyways, running through. Marcia says Sophie dog is having trouble too. Vet has her on Benadryl. Dudes, take care of those doggos, my friends. Glenn, I'd figured you'd like the double entendre there. Glenn does like an entendre. Scott says, Dave, you like those Zounds Sparkle Epiphones or special runs like that common these days? Indeed, I did, Scott. And I'm going to make a video very soon about Epiphone and their overall selection these days. They've quietly padded their collection with some pretty feckin' sweet stuff. And people aren't talking about it. They're talking about these sparkle finishes a lot because they're cool and they're only 650 compared to like they're also bringing out 355s and SG customs that are 1500 and 1350 and all that sort of stuff. So I think they need to be praised for some of the stuff they're doing lately as well as the expensive stuff. I wish those sparkle Epiphones were not exclusive, but I don't know if this is actually official yet, but I'm going to tell you guys anyway, with a proviso. This may not be correct. What I've been told is that they're limited time exclusives, which means that after a certain amount of time, they're not going to be exclusive anymore and all the retailers will be able to sell them. They basically have only made enough for 2 or 3, I think, retailers, but they're going to add more and more to the productions. So eventually, those of us in Europe will be able to pick them up, or those in other countries as well, other continents as well, I suppose. But for now, it's only Zounds and AMS that have them. I think they're pretty cool. I think we're going to see more and more things like that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see the likes of Andertons have a special run for themselves, and maybe Thomann, they might get one. Although they have a kind of a rocky relationship with Epiphone and Gibson, so sometimes it's good, sometimes it's hit and miss. So yeah, we'll see what they do, but I do think there's going to be more and more of them, and I encourage it because those look amazing, and I'm very jealous that I don't live in somewhere that they will ship to. So they're very cool. I like them an awful lot. So yeah, if you're planning on picking one of those sparkle finishes up, the Epiphone ones from Zounds or AMS, let me know because I very much want to check them out. Glenn Bailey says, I think we need to give Marcia a wrench so that she can fix the sun, Monday, and us. I mean, it's under consideration. KDH told me not to give her a wrench, actually. So he said she caused loads of trouble on his channel. That's not actually true. Eric says Funyuns are old school at this point, and I don't think I've ever experienced them. So there you go. They're probably like outlawed here, like a lot of things. Michael Watson says, hello Dave, hope your weekend is going great. It's going not too bad, Michael. Yeah, all things considered, not too bad indeed. Let me see. Al Adolfson is here, says, hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Al, hope all's good with you, sir. Jim's Honor says, how to have more fun with an onion. I mean, can you have more fun with an onion? I appreciate that. But Funyuns sound, I mean, they sound delicious. Todd says, I smacked it. I liked it. I'll do it again. I like it, Todd. I like it. Eric says, last time I went to the theater was to see It. This was been a while. Yeah, that's the last one I went to? It was last year sometime. Hmm. I can't remember. It was maybe a superhero thing. No, Oppenheimer probably, and it was all right. Glenn says, changing strings on a Floyd. You're more of a man than me. Also me. There you go. Although I do have a guitar coming that's going to be difficult to change strings on, so we'll see how that goes. To watch some YouTube tutorials. Um, Dewey7330 says, hey Dave. Good to see you, Dewey. Hope you're well, man. And Baffing says, Marcia, sorry to hear that about Huey. Marcia says, hey Grandpa Joe, hope you didn't have earthquake damage. Boy, the weather this week was severe, to say the least. The sun thing came out here in Ireland for a little bit. They went back in, and it rained again. At least that's what happened on this side. I don't know. T's on the other side of the country. It might have been different there, but it was that's the way it was here. Rob says, "Wow, there really is a Chord Dave channel." Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. We're gonna have to look into this and see why they stole my came up with in 30 seconds name. So yeah, I'm sure it's all good. Badfing says, Marcia, no worries, just the apocalypse. My arse. I did see someone on Twitter say that because there was a what do you call it? An earthquake in New York and an eclipse coming, and something happened like a lightning strike hit the Statue of Liberty. Those three things meant that it was the end of the world. So Monday's going to be the end of the world. So if that is the case, guys, if it's the end of the world Monday, thanks for joining me in for 3 Chord Dave Live on Saturday. It's been fun, and I guess we don't need to plan for next week's show because what's the point to be the end of the world? So yeah, if we don't see you next week, it's okay. It's just because the apocalypse. But no, we're all good. We're all good. We'll be here next week. I'm 73% sure of that. Grandpa Joe says to Martin, no damage. Hope you fared well. Good to hear, Grandpa Joe, that there's no damage. It's all good. Glenn says, if Chord Dave takes lessons and learns a few chords, we're going to court. Oh yeah, man. If he changes up to 3 chord, if he goes to 4 chords, we're going to have issues. I think that's fair. What with me having spent so long on the 3. Oh, those 3 shots got rid of the morning, Saturday morning shakes. Rough Friday. Sir, sometimes a rough Friday is required. And these times are shaky, so it's all good. It's all good. Rob F says, I have issues with the 3/4 timing, so I need 4 chords. Sir, that is, as long as they're all C's, then it's fine. Richard says, I have to have 6 chords for my cable set up. I still haven't sorted that one. Richard, you're a smarter man than I, that's for sure, coming up with that one. Baffing says, I've got good timing, so I should see Avatar, but still suck at palm muting. Yeah, hey, sir, that's the one that'll get you. Marcia says, 1 shattered window square, hoping the super or landlord will handle it, and a bunch of stuff that fell down in the apartment. That's not too bad, though. It could be worse, right? It could be a lot worse than 1 window square. Let me see. Prayers to all, says Jim Donner. Thank you, Jim. That is very kind of you, sir. People sometimes hear rubbing noises on my strings, and no, Glenn, that's not what you think. It's funny because if I just read that, I would have been like, Glenn's gonna make a comment. So that's why we love Glenn, to be honest, because he goes there where not all of us would hold back. No holding back, Glenn, which is what's great about him. Good stuff, I think. I wish it would stop. There again, I'm just going back to thinking. Eric Ainsley. I'm going to keep saying it because you said you liked it. The eclipse is supposed to be pretty good where I live in Arkansas. Got the glasses ready to roll. Sweet, man. Yeah, I can't remember the last time we had an actual eclipse here, to be honest. So maybe I just live in the wrong part of the world for it. Who knows? But it's fine because we don't get earthquakes, so I'm happy with that. I played 2 amp TPS wet and used both of their FX loops, so I guess that makes me a 7 cable Rob. Nice, man, nice. But it's also copyright infringement using a number than a word than your name. It's kind of gonna have to come after you with a cease and desist. I'm sorry, it's not my fault. It's just Cesar says I have to do it. I am actually part of the Gibson Corporation. My name's not even Dave. So, it's just they make me come up with this stuff. It's not true. I am actually. The like, conspiracy theorists can calm down. My name is Dave. I've got proof, which is completely authentic. I was laying on my bed with Huey in the morning, says Marcia. I thought he was having an epic puppy dream. Then I touched him. He wasn't moving. Then I realized everything was moving around me. Oh, okay, sweet. It was getting worrying there. I thought that was the start of a bad story. But glad everything's okay, Marcia. There you go. We had one here in northwest of Toronto in mid 80s and it woke me up. My closet doors nearly shook off. Not one of at work. No one at work in early afternoon felt or heard it. There you go, sir. That's just how it goes. There was a 4.4 aftershock for about 10 to 15 seconds yesterday evening too, and it felt some small, quick ones throughout the day. Small, quick ones during the day is the way to go. I mean, everybody enjoys those. But we just go past that. I know my buddy Glenn appreciates that. I'm in New Jersey, says Al. Didn't really notice the first one as we were driving, but the second was definitely noticed. The aftershock was less than 2.0. Well, good. Look, hopefully you're okay, Al, and everyone associated with you and you guys is good. Um, Batfink says, Marsha, I hope Huey's wasn't too scared. Huey wasn't too scared. Glenn says, my local shop stopped carrying LTDs. I was able to play. Oh, started carrying LTDs. I was able to play a few of those last week. Good stuff, Glenn. What do you think? Imagine all those guitars in shops hitting the ground during an earthquake. Lots of B stock sales this week. Yeah, that's what I'd be thinking. Like, you guys got any damaged stuff from the earthquake? People would be running out of the building, and us lot would be running in to save them. Damn straight, man. Damn straight. Um, all those guitars hanging on people's walls and stuff. And if you guys hang your guitars on walls, ever had an earthquake scare? Because it would scare me. I don't have any guitars hanging off the wall right now, just because I'm too lazy to actually do the work. Marcia says, "Bad think there has been a few very minor ones in New York. There was one when I was a toddler years ago that I vaguely recall, but this was the worst one in my since 150 plus years ago. I think, Marcia, I'm just going to call you out there. You were not alive 150 years ago, my friend. So it's not. It's I get what you're saying, but just unless you're some sort of vampire, which is possible. I believe vampires probably exist. Otherwise, who came up with them and why are they so popular in Hollywood? It's a whole other rabbit hole to go down. Glenn Bay says, I tried the LTD single cut. I was impressed with it for a sub $500 guitar. Very cool, Ben. Yeah, that's nice to hear. I've never actually tried one, so I should at some point. But, don't have any cool guitar shops near me. I have a guitar shop. It's not a cool one. Or it wasn't the one time I went into it. I can't remember the last time I went into it, to be honest. It was a long time ago. Benny Larson says, "Evening, Dave. How you been doing?" I'm doing all right, Benny. Thanks, man. I appreciate your coming in to see us and hanging out for a bit. But yeah, doing all right. Getting on with things, getting things done. It's all that stuff. Brewing some. I don't usually talk about my work, but let me just tell you, there's something brewing there, and I think it's gonna be hilarious. The company I work for. Best of luck to you, sir, because you and I are going to be going 12 rounds, I think. I'm going to enjoy this. Anyways, I should have brought a coaster and I didn't. Anyways, it's fine. It's just a desk. James Evans says, I was going to get the new Epiphone white custom, but when I opened my wallet, moths flew out. Yeah, man, they look cool. Honestly, the Epiphones do look cool. I'm impressed with them. I think they're going to be very cool guitars. And early reports I've had from people who picked them up are very positive. So I'm hoping everybody gets them. Is happy with them. I think they have to be. I can't believe that we are now at a place where Epiphone are bringing out $1,500 guitars and $1,300 guitars and so forth, and people are like, I can't wait to buy this. Honestly, 5 years ago, it wouldn't have happened. So it's very interesting. They've strategically brought themselves to this point. As you know, I've been talking about it for quite a while. I'm not going to get into all that now, but I think it's very interesting. They've gone about it, and I think now they're starting to also pad their collection with stuff that will appease those of us who like to give out about their pricing. And that's very interesting because we've been giving out about it for a couple of years now. So they could have just brought out the cheaper stuff earlier and then brought out the dear stuff, but no. But yeah, I'm hoping everybody who picks up the Epiphones, the Inspired by Custom stuff, is happy with it. I may one day pick up one of those Les Paul 59s, who knows, or maybe one of the 355s if, as Muddy says, my guitar that is ordered only exists in my mind. We're not actually, to tell you the truth, I'm not actually sure the guitar does exist, and this is because I ordered something that Thomann have no pictures for, which is very risky. They do have a great returns policy though, but they also have removed it from their website. So I'll show you guys. I'm waiting to show you guys, obviously, in a video, so I don't want to give it away too much. But it was on the website for a while, and there was like a countdown to when it would be in stock. When it was about a week away, I ordered it, and then they were like, it'll be shipped in 2 to 5 days. And then I asked them, and they were like, definitely, it'll be shipped on Monday. And that was Monday last week. And then when I reached out to them, they were like, "Well, actually, it's going to be April 22nd." So I don't know. They also keep saying to me, "Bear in mind there may be shipping delays, and our distributor can't be held accountable, and all this sort of stuff." So we'll see. But if it's actually a real guitar, it'll be very cool, and I'm very excited about it. If they don't, then I think one of those 355s will be more appealing to me, but I'll be buying a Les Paul instead. So, and not one of the 59s. So, so we'll see. Something will happen if that doesn't. And just to clarify, because I know some of you will be following this thing, whether I would buy a guitar in March or not, the order was placed before the end of March. It's not my fault they didn't have it in stock. That's my line, and Muddy won't let me, have any peace until I get the guitar. So, Jim Donner says, I picked up a 1985 Taylor 750 12 string yesterday. Needs a neck reset. A new saddle made. Probably do the nut as well. I mean, you may as well do the nut as well if you're going to do all that, Jim. So it sounds good. Hope you're awesome. Hope you're happy with it. Sounds awesome. Let me see. Al says the new DGT SE this month. Found a dude selling a new one that he didn't gel with, 200 off. The price guitar still had plastic over the pickups and back plates. It's awesome. Cool, Al. That's awesome. Yeah, that looks like a very cool guitar. I know Colin had one, right, on Guitar Aces. And he's not a fan of PRS, so that's it. That's what made it interesting. But I think it's a very cool guitar, indeed, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. And then you got a good deal, which is sweet. There's not many of those going secondhand, to be honest, that I've seen. A lot of people keeping them when they get them. Glenn says, yeah, I had a bunch of trees removed from my yard this week, and when I was playing, I just kept thinking, this is a Les Paul. So when I was paying, oh, I get you. I thought you said playing. I don't know why, but when you're paying, yeah, it hurts sometimes like that. Car repairs are the worst for me. You gotta, pay a car repair, and it's like I could buy a guitar with this money, or a lot of this could go. Eric says, "Uh-oh, he read it." Hi, Dave. Hey, Mr. Hensley. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I'm continuing to say Eric Hensley, by the way. Sorry, I don't know why I read it that way first. It makes perfect sense to me now that you pointed it out. So thank you, sir. But I'm glad you weren't offended. That's pretty sweet. Rob F says Muddy H2O / did tap his foot in your tap his foot in your dream. I'm scared to think. T says, I got new gear. My NAM 23 purchase arrived. I finally got a Martin 000. Awesome, T. I'm glad it finally arrived. That's longer than I would wait. So there you go. Good stuff, man. Glenn says Dave gets so jealous about Muddy and Strats. I don't. I just don't see the appeal. So I'm just not a Strat fan, man. I've said it so many times. But there you go. It's all good, Strats are fine. They're just not my cup of tea. Rabbit says Howlin' Wolf was awesome. Have a number of his albums, indeed. Very cool. Blues dude, and someone I listened to. I went through a stage when I really dove into the blues and was listening to people like John Lee Hooker and Howlin' Wolf, and what's that guy, the water guy, Dirty Water or something. Those guys, I was listening to them quite a lot. This is a long time ago, and I just got started to get into blues, and that led me into obviously people like Rory and stuff like that. So, but yeah, very cool musician indeed. Rob, I absolutely agree. Congrats, T3 triple zeros are my fave, says Muddy, which is a lie. He's just trying to get you to be his friend. Um, Todd says, I play Slash's Killing Floor at least twice a day. It's good medicine. Can't wait to hear more from the new album. Gonna try to see his blues tour here in August. Very cool, Todd. Yeah, I'm excited for the album. The tour is only the US, I think, so I don't know if I'm gonna make it. You never know. Things, stranger things have happened, but we'll see how it goes. I'm definitely interested in going to it though, if I get an opportunity. Richard Clark says, "Nice tea. Always end up with another electric before I can decide on a Martin or a Gibson." Um, yeah, I would probably fall into that category too. Laughing 2 says Glenn is starting a new sitcom, Females Without Wrenches, and the spin off is. Let me see where Laughing 2 is the next one. No, Wenches with Wrenches. It gets pretty violent. Interesting stuff indeed. I would watch that sitcom. I'm pretty sure Glenn would make it awesome. I would watch Glenn's sitcom for sure. Um, Todd says this isn't just a YouTube live stream; it's the YouTube live stream, as I was in the first one as well. Thank you, Todd. Yeah, I remember you being in the first one. You were in my first test as well. You were the only viewer, I think, on my first live test, um, which was nice. So thank you for that, sir. But yeah, thank you for that, Todd. Appreciate it so much, sir. T says, not easy, Richard. Too many choices, so little time. That's very true. Who knows? There's so little time. It's true. Trying to get everything done. Eric says, "Oh man, this is my fifth show. Story of my life. No respect. No, Eric, sir. You have all the respect, sir, because you dived into that live stream chat, and so lots of respect for you, my friend. Um, Absolutely. No, I respect and love everybody who comes in and chats to us, even the ones who are a little bit not complimentary. It all helps out with the channel, and it all adds to. I mean, if everybody loved me, the world would be boring. Some people gotta, feel indifferent, and that's fine. I just pretend everybody who's hit that subscribe button is a super fan. Um, and I love y'all. So thank you so much. Troll McBlack Guitars. I have a funny feeling that might be a Mr. Bailey. Uh, just wondering. Um, I sent an invite to my goth cousin female without a wrench. She has to wait 60 seconds to comment. How many of the almost 8,000 subscribers are actually just Glenn? I actually probably only have 35 subscribers, and the rest are Glenn, which I'm happy with. Thanks, Glenn. Appreciate you so much, sir. Uh, Richard says, I wonder how much of those certain retailers, and then it just disappeared, just right away from a reading eyes. I don't know. I haven't been drinking that much. I wonder how much of those certain retailers paid at NAM in order to carry those sparklers. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I think Zounds and AMS have really good relationships with Gibson. They're always featuring them as like a featured dealer, and it's like these are the only two that they really do it for that I ever see in the emails and stuff. So I think they have just good connections. They're probably paying a pretty penny for it though, because they'll get a lot of sales, and those guitars are pretty sweet. So I'm pretty sure they're going to sell out of everything that's available to them in their exclusive time period. And also, like, they're not putting out that it's exclusive to them for a limited time, but it's definitely an interesting what do you call it, approach. And if you're a Zounds or AMS customer, I'm jealous. So there you go. Cute goth cousin again. Love you, Glenn. My cousin female without a wrench will be here soon. This is just getting. I mean, I just, it's all good. Just anyone, if you're new here, it's not always like this. Usually Glenn only comes in with like um, three personalities or so. So yeah, so it's all good. Buglip says, I like big hair 80s metal chicks more than goth chicks. I will die on this hill. Yeah, I can see that. I'm a I love the 80s. I love the 80s rock and roll lifestyle. Definitely. Muddy H2O says, hit that thumbs up button, folks. Coming for a real wrench or coming for a real wench or wrench. Is that Muddy H2O posting something positive? Hit the thumbs up. What? It's weird. Anyway, let's do a check-in on the thumbs up things. We have 41 viewers and 29 likes. So some of you got to hit that like button, please, if you haven't done it yet. It would be super cool of you. And there's a very good chance that if you, as soon as you hit it, you'll win YouTube. So there you go. Richard Clark says, I used to smoke a fatty, spread a whole bag of Funyuns on the top of a pinball machine and disappear for an hour or so. There, there you go. That's another way of spending a Saturday night. Or Saturday afternoon, where you are, maybe. Advo says, how do you know when to make eye contact? With, I mean, in general, as much as possible, especially if you're trying to convince somebody of something. If you mean with me in terms of the camera, I just try to read some and look in the camera some. So yeah, I don't know. So anyways, I try my best if I'm talking. So if I'm giving an answer or just talking off the cuff to the camera, I'll do it that way. If I'm reading the comments, they're over here, so I gotta look over that way, over that way. So, anyways, where are we now? Joe Marauder says, ignore kooky Americans. I love kooky Americans. They're my third favorite kind. No, I mean, I love all Americans. They're all good. Okay, they're not all good. There's crazies everywhere. There's crazy Irish people. But you know, I do love the kooky Americans. They are a lot of fun. Baffing says, see you in the next life, Dave. Thank you, sir. Hope that is not a threat, but it's all good. Funyuns, a nice and fatty after fatty and beer buzz snack, says Glenn. I'll take your word for it, Glenn. Upside of apocalypse. I don't. Buglips, you've written that on purpose, haven't you? Don't have to pay off my credit card. There you go. Go crazy on it this week. Mars says, "Hey James, I hope I didn't miss anyone else. I was getting a snack. It's all right. It's all good." Formerly known as T says, "A couple of nice days. Storm blew around us." And Joe Marauder says, "Silver linings." Lots of silver linings indeed. Scott says, it's all a big stunt for new Ghostbusters movie. Indeed. That would be the best stunt for a movie ever. Okay, Booger says, downside of Apocalypse, mutants and no electricity for a guitar, but mostly the mutants. I mean, downside really could be fun. Advu, we're all socially awkward here. None of us know when to make eye contact. Yes, we do. It's all eye contact all the time. Nothing but eye contact. Anyways, Bookliff says, I just stare at everyone intently. There you go. Glenn says, Dave, is fret sprout a problem in Ireland with all the rain? I mean, I think if you just look after your guitars, it's not as big a problem. It's like, you know, it's not too bad. I mean, it doesn't rain all the time. I've never had a big problem with it, Glenn. So not especially, I don't think. Advil says, is there a guide? No, not for eye contact, unfortunately. There should be. Glenn says, I don't even look myself in the eye in the mirror. Well, that says a lot, Glenn. I try to, but I pretend I'm someone else. That's how you do it. Al says, just darkened the Pau Ferro board on my Les Paul special. Use Monte Presso relic wax, and it did a great job. Might put some on next time I change the strings. Very cool, Al. Yeah, I haven't ever used anything like that, so that's interesting to know. Glad you tested that out and you're happy with it. That's cool, man. Trash Layer says, I'm in the middle of a 9-hour guitar safari for a free Les Paul and a free Stratocaster. Just had to share quick, sir. That is awesome. Free Les Pauls, free Stratocasters. I mean, those are the best kind of Stratocasters. Yeah, enjoy it, sir. And the 9-hour trek would be worth it if both of them are free. Awesome. T says, Bernie Marsden guitar collection being auctioned soon. Bet Joe Bonamassa has bought the beast already. That would be, yeah, probably, that would make the most sense. I'm sure. Jim Donner says 27 note Jim. All right, Jim, listen, we can't all jump on the old number, then a word, then name bandwagon. Okay, we can't all be. Just have it trademarked. We have to all be careful. All right, cease and desist letters coming to everybody. Money HO says, "Hey Dave, hey all. Dave told me a DG335 giveaway or beard shave at 8K subs. Um, so you know how I love Money H2O. He does have this pathological liar thing going on where he makes up stuff that I said, and that's not true. And this is one of those times. He is a very cool person. Actually, let's just take that back. He's very um, he is a person, and I did not say that. So there you go. There is no guaranteed giveaway at 8,000 subs, and there is definitely no guaranteed beard shave. Although I would be closer to considering a beard shave. So yeah, and I've spoken about this before. The beard could go at any time, and honestly, now the reason keeping me from doing it is you guys. I have thought many times, I'll just shave my beard. I'll cut my beard. I'll make it short. I'll just have like a normal like geography teacher beard. And I'm not a geography teacher, by the way, but you know what I mean, like a boring old beard, like a geography teacher would have. Um, and I think I've thought about it many times. Just get the old razor. There you go. But the reality is, every time I think about it, I'm like, but how do I explain it to the guys on the live stream? Genuinely, I do think about that, and I think some of you would like the beard. I think you're here for the beard, and it gives me some I don't know, undeserved authenticity somehow. So yeah, or authority, I should say. But every time I travel, people are like, "Oh man, the beard! I love the beard!" Like, and people screaming at me from across the street and stuff, and it gets a lot of attention. So you know, the beard is probably here to stay. I don't know. I might like make this part purple or something. I don't know. Uh, the part that's gone gray. Might do something with that at some point, but maybe not. It's the multicoloredness is what I think people are attracted to. Who knows? What I will say is it's very soft. People sometimes think it's not, but it's quite soft. Like condition it and use oils and everything, and it's very soft and it smells like cedar wood most of the time. So just in case you were wondering, and on the next episode of Beard Chat, we'll go into more in depth beard smells. Anyways, moving on. Baffing says, I got a black and red eye right now. I hit myself in the eye while shaking a can of Ensure. I kid you not. I'm old and daft. Me too, sir. And I love it. Booklip says, that's pretty punk of you. There you go. Mar says, oh my God, if someone random came in and read this chat, they think we all had ADHD. They'd probably be right. I think it's a fair chance that's true. If you are that random person, welcome. Uh, Nella says, did my taxes today. I can't afford a heritage, even if I use the tax refund. Bummer. That is a bummer, sir. It would be cool. But hey, there's always next year. And in the meantime, there's always really expensive Epiphones, unfortunately. Richard Clark says, what is a guitar safari? You had to drive a long way for free guitars. I could do that. A guitar safari is basically just going somewhere just to get a guitar. Is my understanding of it. So like the only reason you are going to such a place is to get the guitar. Or to go guitar shopping. Like say if I went to London to go to Denmark Street, it's a guitar safari to get a guitar on Denmark Street. Something like that. That's what I would suggest. It is. I could be wrong, but that's always been my understanding of it. So basically, I think what Trash Slayer was saying is that he's going 9 hours away to pick up two free guitars. Can't argue with that, to be honest. Glenn says to Al, where did you get that wax from? I've been looking for something to darken a few boards, floorboards in his guitar room. Not fretboards, but you know it's all good. Just kidding, of course. John Marauder says I have a Winter Nam limited or LTD. Hang on, limited heritage custom shop H550. I'll sell you for half price, 3,500. Well, there's only 30 minutes left to get the super chats up high enough for me to buy that guitar from you. If it happens, if we hit 3,500, I'll buy that guitar off you, sir. I would not. We will not hit that super chat number in the whole year, so I probably will not be buying that guitar from you. Buglips says, Marja, I prefer to think of us as having surplus of good vibes. Sir, that is one day, if I ever go back to making t-shirts, surplus of good vibes is going on a t-shirt. but no plans to ever make any more t-shirts, guys. So um, probably won't happen. Worst one in New York, not my. Use context clues when there are typos, Dave. Uh, I have no context for New York, and usually I'm trying to rush through the comments. Don't do typos. That's my suggestion to you. There's a very high standard for grammar and spelling in the chat room. I did date an English professor for 12 years. It's not my fault. It's very kind of you, Bug Lips, but the chat seems to be a bit extra all over the place at the moment. It always is. It always is all over the place, which is fine. I mean, it's a guitar channel and we talk about the weather and pets and all kinds of things that come up, like, which is good. I like it. It's just hanging out. That's all we're doing. We're just hanging out for a couple of hours. Always a good time, though. It's just people have similar interests. Hanging out in some way or another. Let me see. Let's hope there are more earthquakes of Jerry Lewis, or Jerry Lewis will pop back up singing. A whole lot of shaking going on. Uh, I mean, someone's got to sing it, right? We got that enthusiasm, says Buglips. I do think so. Muddy says you can order it from Monty's website, Glenn. So yeah, check that out. Someone Muddy might even pop the link in if he's feeling like it. Joe Marauder says, I want the Epiphone ES355 with custom buckers. It's a very cool guitar, Joe. So yeah, I don't blame you. Very cool indeed. Joe says, I have the Adam Jones non-art and it's fantastic. Yeah, glad. I remember you saying that actually, Joe, not so long ago. So very cool stuff. Glad you're still enjoying it, man. That's awesome. Vampires do exist. They're from Helsinki, says Scott. I'm glad to clear that up, and the world knows now. So, wait, have I been to Helsinki? I don't know. Vampires Marsh. Let's hope no psychologist pays us a visit. Yeah, that'd be bad. Glenn says Andertons was blowing out their older 59 Epis this week. Were they? I didn't see it. So yeah, that's interesting. I thought they might, to be honest. Nella says, I'm looking for H150. I wish they made a custom shop special, though. That would be nice indeed. Richard Clark says, I think I'm going to wait for those Epiphones to show up, use, and reverbs. Won't be long. I have started chasing my birthday year, Melody Maker, and it is serious gas. Yes, sir. It's a good way of doing it, man. Get those cheaper models. I mean, it's not so long ago that they were way more affordable. So it depends how the economy and everything goes. They could become much more affordable again. But it's a good time to be buying something like that because they are just going to keep going up in value. But I would always suggest never buy a guitar just for future value. That's just not a good way of doing it unless unless you are also willing for it to go down to zero, because it's not likely to happen. But a lot of times guitars don't appreciate in value unless there's something really special. Um, Let me see. Like for example, 2024 Les Paul standards they're not gonna be worth like hundreds of thousands of euros in 70 years time, or dollars, or whatever currency. There you go. Marcia says, Joe, you just reminded me I want the DG335 for the raffle Muddy promised, where I was supposed to be the only entrant. Where is my personal raffle? I might have to report this channel. I mean, you can report Muddy for his suggestion of such a thing. I've been very clear that no such thing is happening. So, you know, haven't I? I think I have. There you go. Al says, Glenn, I got it from Monty's Guitars in England. Google Monty's Monty Presso. The only thing I'm wondering is it looks like shoe polish. I'm sure it's not shoe polish, but that would actually be very funny at the same time. But I hope it's not. T says those 355s look good. They do. And Scott says my DG 335 still hasn't arrived. I'm sure they're just making it better for you, sir. That's why you got to wait until it's better. Formerly known as T says, was the 59 outfit, Joe? Yeah, I think it was the 59 outfit he's talking about, the older 59. I hope. Advo says, do you have to wash your beard after every meal? Not after every meal, but I do wash it every day. So that's why it's soft and luxurious, and probably I'm not supposed to do that. So, but no, actually, just to give you an insight into beard life, just to go beard channel for a minute. I usually took the old beard away like this during meal times, so it's limited, just like a regular beard, more or less, um, for the meal times. But then as soon as I'm finished eating, beard beardness comes back out again. So yeah, it usually stays pretty clean through meals, but those get washed every day, I promise. Um, so there you go, beard life. Three chord beard coming up very soon. A new channel. Make sure you all subscribe. Uh, Martin says, I saw it on Monty's stuff on YouTube channels like 3 years ago. Those people were swearing by it. Looks like shoe polish for fretboards. There you go. Muddy says, I'm trying, but as you just heard, Dave is ordering imaginary guitars, so you have to take into consideration who or what I'm working with. See, I'm going to tell you a secret about Muddy, and he probably doesn't want me to tell you this, but he's just pretending to be a pain in the ass. He's really just a really nice person. Really, I know that's difficult to believe, but yeah, sometimes he's just lovely. He is really. Joe says the 59 with the burst bookers. I only owned it 2 months. I want the ES355. I mean, I think it's a good trade up, to be honest. I think it's a very good trade up. Richard says, if you wash your beard after every meal, there won't be anything left for the kids. Try to stay away from kids. Being in my 40s and single, it's probably not good to be hanging around too many kids. I purposely choose not to be around too many of them. Eric says, you can call me anything but late for dinner, Dave. It's all good. All right, sir. Thanks, Jim. I can't call you Jim. We got a Jim, so I'll call you something else. I'll figure it out. Anyways, I see, Muddy. I don't blame you for Scott. You or Scott. It's clearly all Dave's fault. What the? And Muddy says everything is always Dave's fault. I think, I think you all know that nothing is my fault. That is quite clear. And Muddy's losing his what do you call it? What do you call the things with the people with the wrench? Moderator privileges from this evening onwards. If he continues this tirade of nonsense. Dirty water, lol, muddy waters. Yes, I was joking. I was joking. It's because Muddy H2O. Just trying to wind him up a little bit because his name, his most favoritist guitar hero thing. Um, anyway, Roger Waters. There you go, Roger Waters. Yeah, why not? Um, uh, Muddy says, "Did he just call me dirty water?" I like that one. This made me laugh an awful lot. Thank you. I'm glad you guys caught that one. That was cool. Glenn says, I thought I heard him say there may be shipping delays. So if it is indeed a real guitar, we will see. So he did order an imaginary guitar. What gauge strings go in imaginary guitar? Is that what it says? Um, where did that go? Yeah, what gauge strings are you using in an imaginary guitar? I don't know, Glenn. We have to find out. Maybe imaginary gauge is like 9.75 or something. Um, he's thinking of Boston Harbor. Joe says 10.69s. There you go. There you go. I mean, that either could work. Either could work. Nella says all girls' garages rent wenches with wrenches. There you go. I feel like we could get in trouble here. We could get cancelled. I mean, that actually means nothing. We'd still be back here next week, and you could all just tune in as normal. But yeah, people be saying stuff about us. It's just terrible. Scott says, speaking of Waters, I still want a Jeff Waters Epi Annihilator V. I'd prefer the V2. Well, good luck, sir. That would be good. Indeed. Marcia says, why don't we have at least 42 likes in here? It's a great question. Great question. 36 people, 37 people watching, and 36 likes. So we're like even. So it's not too bad. 1 to 1. But if you haven't hit the like button and you're still here, you should hit the like button because I don't know, it does things. YouTube likes it. It's probably it's probably like just does nothing for a channel. It just helps YouTube, but they tell us that it helps people find the channel more. So if you could do it, YouTube will like you or something. Glenn says, I like the way Baxter struggled with Muddy's name on the live stream a few weeks ago. It took like 4 tries. I didn't see that, but I want to go back and see it now. Muddy says, BRB, going to set up a website to release all those videos and pictures I have of Dave. He's not going to. He keeps them for himself. Glenn says that's going to take a while. Glenn has about 50 devices on a table. He is really all of us, um, which I'm very glad. I'm very glad that somebody has finally said it. Money says www.kissmydirtyarswater.com for those that you would like to view them. Don't view that website. That is not. Do not go to that website. That is definitely a scam. Um, Scott says, not suggesting that you should, but would it make economic sense to get Geek Lure to forward a cheaper guitar like an Epiphone, or would it just cost too much to justify? Um, Little secret for you: there's no need to get a Geek Lord or somebody to forward a guitar to you because there's companies who will do it, and it doesn't cost that much. So if I order a guitar, say from AMS or Zounds or whoever, it will like I'll just ship it to my shipping company's address. They ship it to me in Ireland. But what happens there is when it comes to Ireland from the US, it will get stopped by customs and they will charge me 23% of the purchase price of the item. So including the tax that was paid. So if the 650 guitar, let's just say for argument's sake, 720 is what I pay for the guitar. I get charged 23% of that on top of the 720, but in euros. So they'll charge, guitars will end up costing me like 900 or so. So I don't think it's worthwhile when I think if I just wait long enough, they will become available in Europe. So we'll see what happens then. But yeah, I mean, honestly, that whole Geek Lord thing, I don't think there's any point to it. And if anybody wants to know the forwarding service, I think it's only available to UK and Ireland, the one I use, because it is an Irish company. But um, if you want to know, if you're in the UK or Ireland, I will send it to you and I'll give you all the information how to set it up. And it doesn't cost that much. Like I think my Flying V, their actual charge for it was like only 40 something euros. It wasn't that bad. And I think he charges a lot more. So yeah, that service is not necessary. It's like me charging you. It's like if he was to also charge $5,000 to just have a look at his guitar collection and go for dinner with him and his wife, and you pay for it, the dinner, additionally to the 5,000. If he was to do that, like that would be a crazy thing to do, right? Which he does that, by the way. Nella says, but sometimes in a time of trouble when you're out of hand and your muddy bubbles roll across my floor, carrying away the things I treasure. Anyways, Eric says, I only love 62% of my fellow Americans. I mean, there's a lot of Irish people I can't stand. A lot of them. Or just people who live in Ireland. Let's just be fair about that. But some good ones. There's like a handful of good ones. Glenn says, no, Marcia, one device, just 50 different accounts. I just have to switch accounts and prove Dave has another problem child. I mean, subscriber. I mean, it's all good. It's all good. And bad thing with the spike those likes. I like that. I like that. Spike the likes, which is good. And we're creeping up. We're creeping up on the likes. Is all good. Marcia says, I'll spike mine with Maker's Mark. I mean, all right. Sounds good to me. Yeah, like a little bit of Canadian whiskey. That's Canadian, right? Oh, no, I'm thinking of something different. Maker's Mark will work fine, though. It's all good. Eric says, Money H2O, I just the site, it says it can't be reached. I guess I just need to wait for the full minute. You know why? Because he's a scam. Uh, when will the Theodore Epiphones come out? Next year? Glenn, that's a great question. I think next year, probably. I think they're going to give the USA versions time to sell because I don't know why anyone would buy them, but I'd say they will come out next year at some point just for the crack, see if anyone's interested in them. Be interesting to see whether they go back to what the custom shop did with like the more Epiphone special or SG special styling, or if they stick with the USA standard styling. I think custom shop ones are nicer than the standards. The standard USA standard ones look weird to me, even weirder than the custom shop ones, and I wish they would just stop just in general. So, but yeah, next year probably, Glenn. I'd imagine so. There'll be enough. I think there will be enough people asking for that, so they probably will get it. Muddy H20 says Scott. I think I think he said H2O, but I'm just gonna say Muddy H20 from now on. Um, Eric says gonna take a while. The videos are quite large and disturbing. Sir, those disturbing videos are very what do you call it? Sensitive. Just for clarity, he does not have any of those videos. So he didn't say DG335, he said TDC335. Indeed, I like it, Richard. I appreciate you, sir, backing me up. Penny Larson says geography teacher beard. Yeah, pretty much just this. Just imagine the length isn't there. Just that. Just that. Just without the long part. Yeah. That's a geography teacher beard. That's what I call a geography teacher beard. If my beard ended here, just look a bit like a geography. If you just met me, you didn't know who I was, you'd be like, I think that guy's a geography teacher. So that's what I used to always say when I had a short beard. I was like, I look like a geography teacher. I've never been a teacher of any kind. Not really. Not in real life. But anyways, we roll on. Muddy says that must have been one of my other personalities that said that, but I guess it was dirty water. It's just a joke. It's all good. Al says weird beard. There you go. That could be a YouTube channel name. Who knows? Nella says, what do y'all make of the Fender Squire debut series Stratocaster on Amazon for $119? I haven't seen that. I don't know. It might be an Amazon exclusive sounding, because I haven't heard of that debut series. But at that price point, you're probably getting the same stuff as in most of their entry level stuff, which is not bad, to be honest. Eric Ludinger says beard equals character and respect, or it's just cool. I would like to agree with that. Eric Lopez says good afternoon from sunny South Texas. Good afternoon, Eric. Hope you're all good. How many Erics do we have? This is like half the audience is Eric. So I'll have to make sure I call out your surnames now, and hopefully I get them all correct this time. Right, Eric? You know the one I'm talking to. Andrew says, where they show you how to acupressure point for white gray hair. I mean, that would be interesting. All right. So yeah, I would be. That's a channel I should look up. Al says 119 strat. No thanks. I get where you're coming from. That's all right. Muddy says we all know Dave is never going on a guitar safari. Sir, I've gone on plenty of guitar safaris. All right. We at some point I will do it again. I am sure. The last one, I went like 30 minutes away. It was a long time ago. Now the guitars come to me, and if I don't like them, I send them back. That's how that works in my 2024 world, my 21st century world. Guitars come to me and I send them back if I don't like them. Richard says, okay, so we aren't shooting guitars or anything. Good. Not yet. Not yet. Eventually, maybe. Who knows? Glenn says they're running a special on imaginary guitars in Denmark Street. Let's all take a 3-chord Dave safari. Muddy says, shh, Dave's going to scoop them all up before anyone else gets a chance. I just want to be clear, just before anybody else jumps on the Muddy H2O's bandwagon of imaginary guitars. It's a real guitar. I think. I mean, I've ordered it. Thomann are like, it's coming. We're going to have it for you. So as far as that goes, it's real. It's just they haven't got it yet. That's all. They're just waiting for it to arrive. Then they're going to send it to me. Pretty sure. Wayne McConnell says, greetings, Big Dave. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hope you're well, Wayne. Hope all's good with you. Thanks for joining us. Scott says, the chat is like AA if your sponsor came in each week telling you about all the best new and old liquors. Yeah. I mean, that's a technique. It says, this chat is off the chain tonight. I think that's good, right? That's good. Muddy says, we all know that Timu airbrush was purchased to paint his toenails and never really for building a guitar. As Timu are one of the sponsors of this channel, I will not talk about that airbrush. That didn't work. Um, oh, sorry. I love Timu. They're great. Actually, wait, they haven't paid me yet. So let's continue saying that for 4 more days. Dave, I always figured you were the tucking type. All right, Todd. For beard while I'm eating. That's all. All right. Let's just be clear. It's the only tucking that goes on. All right. I knew you'd say that. Glenn says if he cuts the beard, what's he going to be playing with during the live stream? Because he can't keep his hands off his beard. What are you talking about? Yes, yes, indeed. I always wanted to be able to do this like a beard stroke thing, and now 4 years later, I can't. So I'm doing it as much as I want. All right. Some days the beard gets more strokes than others. Don't go there. Jim Donner says, have any animals ever been harmed during the washing of your beard? Not as far as I'm aware, no. Usually they're long gone before that happens. Michael Blaney says, beards are flavor savers. Just ask Gimli. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate it. Yeah, beard flavor savers indeed. In fact, if something crumbly is being eaten, it does sometimes end up crumbs and stuff. But we won't talk about that because it's again, beard chat needs its own live stream. We could be here talking a lot about beard stuff. It's quite complex. But thank you, Michael. Appreciate that, sir. Todd says, Glenn, do we really want to find that out? And says, not really. All right. Like, I don't like where you guys are going with that. All right. That's not the kind of channel we have here. We don't do those kind of things. Those are saved for the Patreon channel, which is linked in the description below, or the memberships. You can join the memberships too as well and get to see all those things. It's not on Muddy's website at all. Glenn says, I don't want to see it, but I don't want Muddy's friend to get in trouble with YouTube. Muddy's friend. Is that me? It doesn't have the plums to take my wrench, whether he tucks or not. I mean, I can do whatever I like. It's my channel. It says my name right down there. This way. Yeah, down there. It's my name. So, I can do what I like. Actually, is it there? Yeah, it's all good. Buglips. I nearly called you Goblin that time. Don't know why. But Buglips says Kiss branded air guitar strings are best for imaginary guitar. Best tone. That is actually a genuine fact. Michael Blaney says Muddy Waters Blues Guy has a park near me. Very good. Very good. That's interesting indeed. I have to use coded imaginary strings, says Richard. Richard Clark. Indeed. Good stuff. And Richard Virginia says, has anyone purchased the new 59 ES355 Epiphone? And thoughts. I think there's a lot of people want them. All right. I see the red ones sold quite a few quite quickly. But yeah, those are very cool. And my favorites, as I said in the video. Michael says, first time I've been here. Glad to have you with us, Michael. Thank you for joining us for your first time. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Some of these characters are crazy, but they're all good fun and share some interesting traits. Let me see. Where are we now? Glenn says, if we had a female mod, maybe we could attract more ladies to the chat. And the only question I have for you on that, Glenn, is how much did Marsha pay you to say that? Because it's probably quite a lot. You never know. Maybe someday I will add more mods. Just randomly do it. Who knows? You'll find out soon if that is going to happen. Todd says to Michael, welcome to the asylum, my friend. It's not all that bad. I mean, we're not quite asylum-like, sometimes. This is the last time he will be here too. No. Everyone's friendly and fine here. Michael Blaney says, do you need bass players in Ireland? I personally don't, but I'm sure some people do. But I mean, there's probably a shortage of bass players because, there just always is. Money says, Richard, we aren't that bad. True. Yeah, sometimes. Usually the third Saturday of the month. they're pretty bad, but it's just like the first Saturday of the month, so they're pretty good. Well behaved, mostly today. Scott says Epiphone Theodore would be a waste of wood, in my opinion. Yeah, yes, sir. I do not disagree with your opinion. But some people like the Theodores, so let's let them have their bad choices. Richard said, "This is a particularly raucous chat. Normally, we are nice children, Michael. Welcome." Um, who are the nice children? I don't remember them. But yeah, it's pretty interesting tonight. I don't know. You guys are um I don't know, feeling it or something. Al says, I played a theater in my local shop. It plays great. It's on my list. Very cool. Michael Blaney says they need to make an Epiphone Ripper bass. Um, who knows? I actually think there was talk of a Gene Simmons signature Ripper at one point, and I don't think it's actually going ahead. But you never know. They might circle back to it because he's one of their signature artists. But he's kind of like the least involved, as far as I'm aware. He's involved with the signature models that they do, but he's in it for the money and nothing else. As Gene Simmons is with everything. I mean, he's a cool rock and roller and everything, but we've all got opinions on Gene. But who doesn't love Dancing to Kiss? Great band, definitely a great band. But yeah, Gene's all about the money, man. So maybe I know he's got very little to do with the Gibson Ripper, but there was talk of a signature one for him at one point, and it's kind of died down now, as far as I'm aware. Richard said disturbing maybe, but I wouldn't use large for anything in the videos. I think we'll be all right. Scott says, is the Ripper like a DC LP or a 325S? It's a very different. It's a bass design. It's very different. Um, Let me see. Early Kiss Gene Simmons bass. Indeed. Todd. Let me see. I'm gonna just try and get through things. As I said, we're only going to do to about 11:30, so we've got about, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes more. Um, if unless I hit the bottom of the chat, but we'll see how it goes. I'd still like to get an Alan Woody Epiphone, says Scott, and literally that is one person who wants that. Nobody else. No, I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's more. Um, Todd says, nope, just have a lot of respect for a good four stringer. I mean, I'm not going to comment. Glenn Bailey says, what do we say in Ireland? We know Bono, but we love Shane MacGowan. Um, I mean, we can say we know Bono, yeah. And we love Shane MacGowan, absolutely. But we do have, we have better people than Bono for sure. For sure. Rory Gallagher, for example. Um, Rory Gallagher. Anyone who was ever in Thin Lizzy. You know, those guys, including um, what's his name? The guy who's in Guns N' Roses now. Including him, he counts. But yeah, all those things. But yeah, there's definitely Bono wouldn't be top of anyone's list. Eric Lopez said never enough Erics. I mean, I don't know. Eric Ainsley says too many Erics. Pretty sure I was first. Just call me number one. All right, number one it is. You're gonna regret that. I'm just gonna keep calling you number one now. So anyway, yeah, we do have a lot of Erics. It's which is good. It's good. I like to see that the name is still alive. And not too many Daves come in. And everywhere I go, there's always too many Daves. Um, Let me see. I want to be Eric 2. Can I be Eric 10? Says Glenn Bailey. I'm sure you'll find a way to make that happen, Glenn. Normally, naming is not a restriction that holds you back. So I'm looking forward to seeing Eric 10 drop into the chat. Michael says, I just drove 3 hours to go to Sweetwater. That's nice. That's nice. Muddy H.O. says, I'm an Eric with a K, not an Eric with a C. Close enough. I mean, Eric's with a C. Those are the best kind. Glad I finally caught this. It's 5:15 p.m. here. We're glad to have you, Eric. Thanks so much for joining us. And it's cool you got to hang out with us tonight. It's this afternoon for you. Sounds like Dave will call any of us anything. You too can be an Eric. Should we just call everyone Eric? Should we just change the group name to the Erics? That would be like I can start every video with, "Hey Erics, how's it going?" I mean, I won't do that, but we could. We all just know that that's what I'm thinking. Glenn says, I never played the Alan Woody, but it looks like But I like the looks and like the sounds when he played with the Allman Brothers. Very cool indeed. I'll just bring back the Glory Hole t-shirts. I think they have to be. I think they have to be something that remains in the past. They have to stay limited, super limited edition because it's just how it goes. It's just also I've lost the designs. So I'd have to do it again. So yeah, I don't think they're coming back anytime soon. Um, who knows? Maybe like when if we ever get to like 50,000 subs, I'll do it. But I've no plans. I've no plans. But we'll see. And again, like I've no design, no desire really to do more t-shirt designs. It's not worthwhile because they don't make enough money to. And this isn't given out about it. It's the companies really. They don't pay enough per t-shirt sale. It's nobody's fault other than theirs. Um, but hey, maybe someday, maybe we'll do another one. But at the minute, it's just not really worth it on my side. So, um, but I'll keep it in mind. Maybe a special edition at some point. Who knows? Eric, number one, says it's the same time where I'm at. Where are you? And he's in Texas. Benny says, I was a geography teacher once. Then the principal of the school barged in and said, Who are you? What are you doing here? Get out. Or maybe it was just a dream. I kind of hope so for the kids. Benny, I love that story, man. And I love you. Thank you for sharing it, man. It's super cool. Yeah, I've regretted my life decisions ever since I finished school to not pursue a career in teaching because my geography teacher did fucking nothing. All he did was come into the classroom, be like, "Open your books," and he wrote like 20 questions on the blackboard at the top of the room, and he was like, "Work them all out." It's like 3 years we had that dude teaching us, and that's all he did every day. He never like there was people in the class who probably never heard him speak. I think about him often. I think like should have, now that I know a little bit more about the world, I should have followed his example in that path. But there you go. Anyways, it's all good. Where are we now? We're okay. We're getting close to the end times. No worries. Let me see. Number one says my name. It's my channel. We've already established there are all kinds of Chord Dave channels. Damn it, you weren't supposed to realize that. But it's okay. It's fine. I think there may actually have been another three chord Dave on social medias before I popped up, but I'm the only one that talks about guitars. Maybe I don't know. Glenn. Michael Blaney says, Glenn Bailey, it was cool. Not as much guitars on the floor, but they can get them from the warehouse. Oh, that's for your trip to Sweetwater. That's cool. Um, Glenn says, shit, I thought this was Chord Dave's channel, and now you point down the bottom of the screen. I understand why I'm so confused. Glenn says, dude, if I live 3 hours from Sweetwater, I'll be going on a day trip once a month just because. That would be a fun day trip once a month. Yeah, absolutely. I would do that. Number one says, this is a jovial chat tonight. Everyone's in a good mood. Everyone except Muddy H2O. He's actually, this is true. He's never been in a good mood. But he's working on it. He's working on it. Someday we hope to get him there. Muddy says, heads up, they sell real guitars there. Might not be your thing. This is going to run for months now, isn't it? And even when the guitar gets delivered and he has to be like, oh, it was a real guitar, he's still going to go on with the imaginary guitar thing. It's just what he does. He just carries the same thing on for months. Anyways, let's just not worry about it. Todd Moore says, I had a great pleasure in July 2022 to visit Sam Ash's Clearwater, Florida location. By far the coolest music store I've ever been in and seen a lot. Sad they closed down. Yeah, it is sad. Sam Ash is always a place I used to like visiting when I was in the US. So yeah, sad that they're closing down places. Are they closing all their stores or just like certain ones? Either way, it's definitely sad because it was a cool establishment. I've been going to the US for probably well over 20 years anyway. For different reasons, and wherever I went, whether it was in New York or California or Oklahoma or Texas or wherever I was going, when I was there, I always tried to find a Sam Ash. So yeah, it's sad that they're gone, man. And I don't know which ones I went to, but I know that I definitely I definitely was in a number of Samashes throughout the country. Good places. Muddy says Dave is the bestest, sweetest, most kind, loving, caring, handsome, strong, gentle, sensitive man on the YouTubes. And a load of heart emojis with another super chats there, which I do appreciate. Thank you so much for all of your super chats. I just like to know which Dave you're talking about because I feel like you're not saying that about me. I don't know. Either that's not about me or you've taken your meds early, so don't know. But thank you, sir, for the super chats. You're always super kind to me, which shows me the love. So thank you, sir. Um, Richard Virginia says, I wonder if the Theodore feels similar to an SG. It's a good question. I feel like the custom shop ones look very like SG specials. I've said that a lot, and I think they probably do. That's what it feels like to me. But then the headstock might make it feel different. I'm not sure. So yeah, possibly. Gene and Paul sold Kiss to Pop House, wherever name is, to be continued. Yeah, I saw that, which means we're probably getting one of those hologram shows, touring hologram shows with Kiss. I mean, it'll be a fun night out if it's toured properly. We'll see how it goes. Number one says, yeah, but Muddy, you still have to blast being that guy. I relate to that. Number one's got a good point. Glenn says Gene Simmons and the boys sold a band this week for 300 million, and you can buy a lot of imaginary guitars. That's scratch. Ugh. See, Glenn and Muddy are just going to keep this rolling for a long time. So, anyways, let me try and get through as many comments before we wrap it up. Our guy Eric Lopez says, any info when the Epiphone Les Paul Custom transparent blue and red pictures will be available. Saw them on Thoman. They've pictures for the red ones up, I think. Not the blue ones yet. There's just one picture for the red. I don't know. I did ask them about it, and they just said their actual answer was pictures will come after. They didn't say after what, so I'm hoping it means after they come in stock. So, but yeah, I haven't got any information yet, Eric. I'd say soon. As soon as they have them in stock, I think they'll take pictures, but we'll see. Hopefully this month they'll have a lot. They should have a big Epiphone delivery by the end of the month. That's what I'm hearing. But also hoping, because otherwise I'm going to have this imaginary guitar thing every week in the stream. Glenn Bailey says, thanks for the stream, Dave. Thank you, Glenn. You've been super fantastic tonight, as you always are. And I love you, my friend. And Theodore was very light, played similar to an SG, but not exactly. SGs always feel like the scale length is longer, says Al. Good stuff, Al. Yeah, thanks for your thoughts on that. Appreciate it. Todd Moore says only an SG feels like an SG. Just saying, ultimate rock and roll guitar, and that's where he's absolutely correct. The best guitar that Gibson, that's Gibson / Epiphone make is the SG. That's actually just a fact. Glenn says there's someone else in GNR besides Slash. It was Richard Fortis was the guy I was thinking of. I couldn't think of his name for some reason. I don't know why. But he was in Thin Lizzy for like a hot minute as well. Who's going to get called number 2? I think we all know who that's going to be, T. Muddy H.O. says, I'm happy and proud that all the Eric / Erics have gathered to give Dave nightmares. So many Erics. Like, I mean, I've never been surrounded by so many Erics in all my life. And that's, I think, a good thing. But I love all you Erics. It's great. It's great. I've just never seen so many of you come together at once. There you go. I know what I just said is going to be, there's going to be comments, but that's not what I meant. Al says we should all create an Eric account for the next stream. That would really affect Dave up. It would, Al. Don't do that, please. Don't do that. It wouldn't be too much. Let me see. If you do one at a time, the tension is never fully released from the trem, but I would say where it belongs. Are you talking to Bug Lips? I think you might be. Joe Rogers says, no one actually pays full retail for guitars, do they? Hope not. No, because you shouldn't. Glenn says, I'm Eric. This is my brother Eric and my other brother Eric. Yeah, that's what it's starting to feel like. Number 1 says, yes, Muddy, we have taken control of this chat. Indeed. Al says, Glenn, sounds similar to George Foreman's family. All his sons are named George. Yeah, and he's got a lot of sons. And one of his daughters called George as well. Or I don't know, but yeah, definitely. Eric number 1. Sorry, it's just number 1. Says, I've never laughed so much during a live. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate that, sir. It's been a fun one today. Muddy says to number one, and I've taken over Dave's mind. We own this joint. Nah, man, it's all good. Um, Marge says, I'm still here, by the way. I'm doing adult stuff like paperwork. I'm glad you put the paperwork stuff in there. That could have been worrying. Todd says, when you said adult stuff, I got my hopes. There you go. Michael Blaney says, I'd like to go to Anderton's. Absolutely. You never know. You could go in when Eric Clapton is there. He has been known to just walk into that store from time to time and buy strings and tuners and things like that. So there you go. Scott says, thanks, Dave. Great show. As always, we all appreciate everything you do here. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate everything you do, keeping track of all these Erics. John Rogers says, I haven't been in a brick and mortar store for years. Guitar store wise, it's been a while for me, but I was in one recently when I visited Dublin. Glenn says, thank you, Scott, for keeping an eye on us, which is interesting. Michael Blaine says 18 of their 44 stores. That's for Sam Ashley. Well, at least they'll have some of their stores opening, so that's still open. That's good. Let me see. Al says, I understood that the rents in NYC, Miami, LA, etc. has gotten out of control and they will close. Not all will close, but that's good. That is good. Absolutely. Yeah, I have a bit of a soft spot for them, so definitely would not like to see them be completely gone. All right, let's try and wrap it up and see if I missed anybody in particular who's new or has any interesting thoughts. Well, the super chat was as real as the guitar Dave ordered, and it was a real super chat. So you know what you're saying. Todd says, cheers all. Thank you, Dave. Peace and love to all the TCD family. Thank you, Todd. Appreciate your input tonight, sir. Michael says, those Epiphone prices are getting a bit high. I mean, man, I've been shouting it for 2 years now, and people didn't believe me at first. I've said it 1,000 times now, but here we are. We're living in the world with expensive Epiphones, but they're coming out with stuff. I gotta talk to you guys about that a little bit. We will do it. So we'll see. We'll see. There's a lot to talk about with Epiphone pricing, I think, but it's all good. Number one said, Dave just asked for an Eric. I'm not reading that word on YouTube. I'll get demonetized. And no, he did not, Eric. That's not Eric number one. That is you would get a timeout if I wasn't contractually obliged to only give timeouts to Glenn Bailey. That's a long story, but that's just how it is. DC says, yeah, from Ohio. Good to see him, man. All the way from Ohio, even. You're gonna buy the new 63 SG? I don't think so, and the reason being, it's white, and that's my that's my least favorite color for an SG or any guitar. But if they brought it out in Pelham Blue, I'd be all over that shit. So, and that is the guitar that I think they may bring out the neck when they refresh this, is the Pelham Blue one. Looks very cool in Pelham Blue, that 63 custom. So yeah, not the white one for me though. Unfortunately, black and white guitars, just plain black, plain white. I just like, use your colors. So yeah, I'm but I love the SG, so I could be tempted if they brought out a Pelham Blue or other colors in it for sure. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been fun. I like doing an hour and a half live streams. I think it flows really well, and it's pretty good. Anyways, gonna go do some stuff, do some research, because I got to get another video out this week. Thank you so much to you guys. This has been a fun one, a really fun one, and I'm so happy that we had it. Thank you so much to Muddy for the super chats. He keeps the channel going, really, and he knows he does. So for that reason, I'll let him keep his wrench. But it's been cool, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget, if you are going to put music out at any point, check out Mountain Submit's course. I'm going to leave the link in the description. Use the code DAVE10. You get 10% off. They haven't sponsored the live stream. I just do really like their stuff. So check out the link in the description. And, if you do want to buy a Chord Dave t-shirt, there's a link in the description for that too. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. I'll be back with another guitar-related video very soon. But until then, all the Erics, take care.